tag is I've got this open on my other monitor. It's foreground plane. Then we're gonna say im foreground plane equals primcomp and continue. And this one is background capture plane, which is just background plane. The 4000s joke about child actors. I know, we're really abusing our child actors on this one. Like, we've got our parent actors touching our child actors, and they're doing things to their components that you shouldn't do to child actor components, like referencing them in other, referencing them in the world, which you shouldn't do. Alright, so this is going to be primcomp, and then we back out of that. We're also going to just, when we call unpack, we're going to null out the rest of our stuff, so we're going to do null pointers on these things. So if we call this at some time, like we unpack some other child actor, then we don't have to worry about that, because we carry around our child actors in suitcases. Clip, yeah. Good. We need clips about abusing children. We need to be more serious about our parent-child relationships in our projects. So I think one of the things here is I've got it so these. I'm gonna actually stop this game. I've got it so these background capture actors are like children of this other thing, and I think what I can do is I can delete both of these guys and maybe just add the actor directly. And then I can just delete these two and just save and compile this garbage right there. And then I don't need some of these other things. So I can just look again for the tags on these components. This is capcomp. So this is background capture and then foreground capture. And then I swapped these up, so we'll just swap them back. And let's do a few things here. Let's check and complain loudly if we don't find things. And I almost made another mistake. Warren log. Unable to find foreground plane impact camera. Unable to find background plane impact camera. If in... Well, this is wrong. It's foreground capture. Unable to find background capture impact camera. And unable to find foreground capture. Yeah, that's how it goes. Alright, so I think we have successfully done this, and then we just need to go down to these dudes and just like return in background capture. Do we have a thing where we get the foreground planes? Yeah, we have not made that function yet. Well, let's go ahead and I hope I saved that. But we'll redo it if we didn't. So we're getting close to uncrapifying part of our code, which there's plenty of crap to uncrapify, so you know, we're gonna need to get a few more shovels. Yeah, I think you guys missed out earlier. I had to recompile a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a good like 20 minutes of me telling stories to nobody earlier in the broadcast. That was pretty cool. I felt really good about myself for that. It's like, well, nobody's watching right now, but I'm compiling, so I got to tell a story about something. And so I did. I told the story to myself, and I feel fine about that. I feel fine about it, guys. I'm fine. So let's make sure we get everything. You missed story time. Well, don't worry. I'll post it all up on YouTube and all that. So there's plenty of stuff. We're over episode 100 on Ambient Energy 101 Devs Dashkin on YouTube. It's a staggering amount of content. If anybody ever in the future watches that crap, I would be impressed. Alright, it does look good. Let's hit that play button and see what happens. Are these just non-existent? Camera container. Oh, it looks like I didn't save. So you can see, unable to find background capture, pack camera. So I need to redo this, don't I? No, it's actually not. It actually adds it as a child actor, so I have to unpack it from the actual actor itself, is what it looks like. Okay then. That's just what we're gonna have to do. Later, Adam. Have a good one. Yeah, but my microwave is like over in the corner of the room, and it's buried under like a whole bunch of printer paper at the moment. And my other microwave is upstairs on top of the dishwasher that I don't use. So yeah, we don't talk anymore. Alright, so Alright, so we need to get all of our child actors and iterate over them. And then we need to get the components off of them. Simple enough. And let's make sure that works. And I don't think I'm gonna go like a full 8 hours of working today on stream. I did a lot of frickin' work yesterday. It was really damn frustrating. Unable to find. Couldn't find it. Well, let's see. So we got our Capcoms for everything in there. So there were 2 actors. So why didn't we find them? I think it's because these are tags on the act. No, these are tags on like a child actor component thing. So we just need a. Let's take a look. We're actually going to need to add the tags to the capture component 2D itself on these things. This is what it looks like. So we need to, whoa. We need to go in here and add a tag inside of here. Alright, so I think that makes sense. It's very bad to fall out with your appliances. Yeah, I'm yelling at my Alexa now. I'm like, Alexa, stop! Alexa, stop! Jesus Christ, stop it! All the time. They'll ask it questions and I'll be like, I don't know the answer to that. I'm just like, well, then what good are you? I'll be like, Alexa, how do you allocate a new actor in Unreal 4? And it'll just be like, I can't find the answer. I'm just like, well, shit, why did I pay $100 for you then? It's just a hard world out there. Just waiting for the snarky Alexa to be like, I don't fucking know that. The hell is your problem? Alright, looks like we found everything. Because we don't have any horrible debugging output that got angry at us. So all we have to do is place our capture planes properly and we'll be good to go. A snarky Alexa, I think, would be I would definitely be something I would want. The snarky skill for Alexa would be pretty good. Like ask it to look stuff up and have a chance of just being like, why don't you look it up? Alright, so what we need to do is go through all of our functions that reference all this garbage and fix them. So start from the top. So unpack camera actor, we're going to throw you all the way at the bottom because you're actually trash. We don't need this crap anymore, so let's get rid of you. Yeah, that's also something that was real handy throughout working with when I was a team leader on like almost every project I've been on. You know, I wasn't a team leader right out of college, that's for sure. But one of the things that I kept up in all my teams was that your code always sucks. Like it doesn't matter. Like, you just make it. You make it just common practice to just trash talk code. To just be like, this is just some crap I did this weekend, or this code is awful over here. You know, just it didn't matter. And if code was actually good, you wouldn't say like this is really good code. You would say this code doesn't suck, or something along those lines of like this isn't bad. This part of the code is actually not awful. You know, as opposed to saying it's amazing or perfect or you know something like that. That way, when you're working on a team of people, and engineers are very arrogant, or at least I am, and as an engineer, people get pretty sensitive about their code and stuff like that. And if it's just common parlance to just always call stuff crap, or just always refer to other people's and your own code as not being good, then when somebody has actual criticism about it, it doesn't come across as being a dick whatsoever. You're just saying like, well, this code isn't very good, we should improve it. Becomes, oh, this is just code, we should be working on it. Code always sucks. So if you're working with a team of people, just make everything suck all the time, and that way it makes it easy to work with people. Alright, so basically what we need to do here is we want to get our current position, and we just want to set these guys to the same position. So it's just like if m background capture is not equal null pointer, then m background capture get actor transformation, or get owner, get actor get transformation, actor inside of scene captures. Yeah, so we'll do background capture owner transform. Now why is this get okay, we'll just get and set actor transform. That works. My code is beautiful. Yeah, I had a thing at college there where I was working on this networking layer for my games, and I rewrote it 6 times, and each time it got better. It was like networking, then better networking, and then good networking, best networking, perfect networking, ultimate networking, perfect ultimate networking was the final one, and it actually was good. Thank you for following Sinachron. We're getting all the awesome followers all the time. We're gonna take over Twitch here at this pace in another 300 years. We could do it. We're just gonna do it real slow. We're doing well. This is cool. Thanks for following. I also play games a lot of the time, mainly strategy games, because after a day of screwing around in code and making my computer do what I want it to do, I like to play God with armies, make armies kill each other, stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Alright, positioning our render planes. We need to... We don't need these things anymore. Basically, we need to set our... This is our scene quad, so that's our background quad. So basically, if in background plane does not equal null pointer, then we need to set it to this one. It's going to be background plane, get owner, get actor transform. No, this is going to be something else, isn't it? Because this is a primitive component, not an actor. So it's going to be... Can we do like set relative transform? Yeah, so we want to like get the relative transform. And we're going to call set relative transform. Just like that. That should be what we need. Yeah, exactly. X is not a valid Win32 application. God, when the hell does that happen? There is a specific reason why that happens. So it probably has to do with your platform toolset in Visual Studio being configured wrong, according to Stack Overflows and stuff like that. But yeah, it has to do with stuff like that. So I'm assuming you're trying to compile a program that you just got, and it's probably just your project settings are wrong. So go through those and make sure they're compatible with what you're actually building against. Try changing the subsystem and the rest. Well, are you sure you're actually building that then? Like, one of the other things to check is it's your own damn project. Yeah, one of the thing is when you can't find out exactly what the hell's going on, sometimes it's just make sure you're running the right executable and that like it wasn't read-only or something, it didn't get written, because that can be a real pain in the ass. You screw around for 2 million years, then you realize like the executable's pointed at something you're not building. You're like, ah, son of a bitch. That's always the worst one, at least for me, is like, no wonder it wasn't working. There's nothing here. But you're probably smarter than that. So I think we just have to do, it's basically in foreground plane, get relative transform. I'm just going to do in foreground plane, set relative transform. Oh, it was set to the lib. Awesome. Yeah, I figured it was like, I figured you probably know what the hell you're doing, and it was just something really stupid like that, because that's what happens. You're just like, why can't you run that? It'd be like you're trying to run a fucking lib as an executable. It's like, bro, do you even execute? And it's like, no, I don't execute that. And you're like, okay, that's understandable. Alright, disable foreground plane. So we need to do if m foreground plane set actor hidden in game. Crap. Crap. Well, we're setting it on the actor here as opposed to setting it on the thing. Maybe we need to make a child actor and just have all of them be child actors. Or can we disable just a specific primitive? Is there like a way to disable or? It's not foreground capture, it's in foreground plane. I guess we can just like call set hidden in game and set it to true on there. Yeah, hell, it's easier than I thought it would be. Alright, if in foreground, this is background. Alright, so in background plane, set hidden in game, true. Enable foreground plane. Foreground plane. Now, one of the things I like to do is if like there's null checks and stuff, I usually like to throw those at the top of the function, and then everything else is kind of after that, because you can easily return and just like have like a junk drawer of crap at the top of the function, and then at least you don't have like 200 if-else scopes running down your left side of your screen. So here we are setting the capture distance overrides. Alright, so this is going to be foreground captures, one pointer, then we want to foreground first, so it's just this. It's our min render box. X is already set. Go. And we've also got this guy here. We'll keep him around if we ever find a way to actually set the min distance for the views. Same thing here. We might find a reason to actually throw those in there. Cool. So we got that in there. Now for our scene quads, we'll basically just do if foreground plane not equal null pointer. And like I also don't like just doing if without like an actual equals there for pointers and all that stuff. I like to be explicit even if it's a little bit more code. That probably comes from me doing a lot of Java development, but I don't really care. Alright, so this is gonna be, we want the M foreground plane. Let's get relative transformation. And let's set relative transformation. And let's do X scale and Y scale as things here for our planes. Yeah, this works, okay. Yeah, a little bit more blah than it needs to be, but who cares? So you're just in it with all these things, so we're just doing if foreground plane is not equal null, then no, this is not foreground plane, this is foreground capture. So this one's resizing our capture component's render target texture. So what we're doing is we're always making sure that we're resizing our render targets to the exact size of the screen. So let's see, are we positioning these things properly? Position render planes, background plane, relative transform, get and set relative transform, position the cameras, all that. Well, theoretically it should work. I have my doubts though. So let's see. Let's see if it does what it should. It didn't work. Wow. So let's take a look as to why. Why did you not work? So we've got our camera container, which has our foreground capture plane, our background capture plane, background render capture, foreground render capture. The render capture the camera container we probably need to set the camera container to a specific location. Foreground render capture, so we have these two things. So do we need to actually spawn these actors into the world? I don't think so. I think they already exist. But I think it's that our camera container is at the wrong location. Oh wow, look at that. Alright, so it looks like our capture containers are set up properly. But our, obviously our rotations are wrong on stuff. That just looks so fucking funny. It's okay, guys. This is how reality is. This is how you gotta play the game. Yeah, you can make it. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing is wrong with the game. Everything is as it should be. You're not. There's no reason to be upset. No reason to be upset at all. No, it's basically the camera container actor is getting set to the wrong position, and that's because it was spawned in the wrong location. So basically what we want to do is we want to put this, the position that the camera actor should be in should always be in our position, but we're just going to set the X to 0. So we're going to get the actor transform, so F transform, transform. Thank you for following Kitku. Welcome. We are working on just fixing up some basic camera stuff for the game at the moment. And it's all sorts of sideways screwed up. It's like we're in Inception at the moment. The world is turning around. So we're going to set our translation on our camera to our camera pause and in camera actor. Set actor transform. So that should set our camera on rails, our basic camera object properly there. This background capture, get owner, get actor transform. Those were actually working properly. Now what we need to do is we need to set our, we need to position our render planes properly, and our render planes are going to be relative to our current position, and are by just like basically our X is already 0. So what we're doing is we're adding, we should just get rid of current position here for these things, I'm pretty sure. Because our render planes are already positioned where they should be, we just have to do so. So we should just be able to be like, okay, you are being set to, this stuff. And where's the near clip? It's current position X minus. No, it is. Is it? Yeah, crap. Okay, we do need the current position at least. So we'll snag it. But we're not going to use it. Not everywhere. Thank you for following King Bear Crusher. That's a pretty baller name. Glad to see some C++. Well, if you have any questions about C++ stuff or the Unreal dev that we're doing or the game or just, I don't know, any questions, just feel free to ask and I'll see if I can give an adequate answer. Though I will not claim I know what the hell I'm doing. I get things wrong a hell of a lot more than I get them right. Well, I've got a big, like, 30-inch monitor there, so yeah, I've got how I usually run is I've got one window of Visual Studio open on one monitor, and then I've got like 4 monitors, so I usually do H file, CPP file left and right on each of them with like the big stuff that I'm working on, and it's real important to have enough screen real estate to keep yourself from going insane. So if we got this right, basically we're going to pop this thing open and we're going to see our sideways world as it was before I moved everything back. Alright, well, sideways world is not here, so let's figure out why that is. Our camera container is set to the proper Y's is what it looks like. As far as the axis here, like we can zero them out, but we're gonna get overwritten immediately. Let's see, our render captures should also be set properly. It's gonna be our planes. Where are our planes gonna be? Dead reshow, yeah. Yeah, okay, so we've got our foreground capture is set at... Yeah, those X's don't look proper, do they? Our X's should not be set to this. Our X should be... Yeah, I was correct earlier when I was like, I don't need the current position. Basically, what we should be doing here is the relative location should be, so this is the background plane. The background plane should be the max X minus the tiny float, and this one should be min X plus a tiny float there. And so we don't need those near clip and far clips. Basically what was happening was we put our 2 sandwich slices way too far over in the x-axis, so we're not seeing our sandwiches. And without seeing our sandwiches, we're not going to see the rest of the world. And that's a big frickin' problem. Because where would the world be without sandwiches? And these sandwich slices are render targets that are rendering our foreground and background. So our orthographic scene can actually have some 3D depth to it. If you're confused by our sandwich slice terminology. So yeah, we're in sideways world now. Awesome. That's exactly what should be happening. So what needs to happen is those planes that are the size of the screen need to be rotated. And which axis do they need to be rotated about? Let's take a look real quick. If we rotate 90, no, it's not that. Is it that? Well, that fixed nothing. That fixed something. Yeah, that did fix our planes. So our planes are now properly oriented, but our cameras are not. So that's 90 in the x-axis. So, okay, that's fine. So what we do is we're going to pop open our camera container and go to our foreground capture plane, and we should be able to look at these in the viewport. This viewport is so squirrely. So let's grab our foreground capture plane and we're going to rotate in the X by 90? It's just awkward. That's the wrong one. And this guy by 90. And this guy as well probably needs a 90 degree. And see, they got flipped over on us. So let's see how that looks. That doesn't look right at all. I guess what we should do is we should fix one thing at a time. Well, this is just weird. What happened here? Like, something's really odd is happening. Like our person should be moving around much more quickly than this. Let's just kind of move these back to where they were. So we'll just mess around with these planes until they look proper. Yeah, we can't jump. We can't jump for some reason. Now, the reason we can't jump is probably because we're actually colliding. Yeah, we're probably sandwiched between the two render targets. Now we're trying to draw. Okay. Okay, so we need to, so 90 degrees turns this way. Maybe it's 90-90, like this. No, it is not. Is it 90, negative 90? Why is this being difficult? that it should be simple enough. Like, I'm basically just rotating this thing 90 degrees, and you would expect that it would just rotate 90 degrees, and we'd be able to just, you know, rotate our plane here nicely. So let's see if this does it. There we go. That's looking better. So to show you what I was working on, basically I'm messing around with this guy. I was just moving all these things around a bit to get them into the right orientation. So when I hit play, that we see what we are supposed to see. So yeah, Carrick, and this is basically what I'm talking about, where you have the 2D, we got this 2D track in the middle, which is, you know, you can see that they're actually 3D objects, but we're just rendering them as 2D. And then we've got the 3D background back there, which is, we've actually got a height map over there. We can do things to that, like, you know, we can go over it. Whoa, shit. You know, we can add mountains and stuff like that to it. And then we have a 3D foreground with a lot of stuff in it. And we hit play, we've got like the 3D perspective foreground, we've got the 3D background, we've got our nice clouds moving, you know. You can actually see the clouds are moving currently. So we'll be able to have weather and all the cool lighting in Unreal for our amazing backgrounds, while preserving the orthographic precision of a platformer. Like, you're just not gonna get the same precision with a perspective camera that you would get with an orthographic camera for 2D platforming, because basically what happens is, when you're looking at this, like, the pixel distance on the screen here is different from the pixel distance like up in the right hand corner. So because when you're looking left or right, you get kind of a fisheye effect on the camera. You don't really notice it because you're used to looking at stuff. But if you need to get a really precise jump, and you'll jump, and your character kind of moves a little bit in space differently than what you would expect than if you just had an orthographic, you know, straight on jump. And you get used to it in 3D stuff, but it is there. And the other thing is, we want 3D objects. We don't want to have to make a whole hell of a lot of 3D objects for a scene. And this is just garbage I threw together just to make Adam angry enough to go make an actual like background and foreground that doesn't look like hot trash. So expect cooler looking stuff. Oh yeah, and we have the obligatory cone that I added, which I rage quit yesterday when I was working on this crap because I couldn't get stuff to work, and that cone was just pissing me off. So now there has to be a cone there, because the cone angered me so much that I have to respect the cone for causing me that much pain. So we nicely packaged up our camera so that whenever we throw a player proxy into a level, it will just nicely get put into the scene. So I'm pretty happy with that. That also means we can have different packaged cameras for different levels. So if, because all that orientation and all that crap was set there inside of the packaged camera. So we can go change all that crap and make like another camera view if we want. Yeah, they pay tribute to the cone. All hail the cone. So what else is on our list? So the next thing on our list is we need to swap the axes globally. And that's going to break absolutely fucking everything. And makes me wonder if I should even do it. Or if I should just say like, just set your shit to 90 degrees and stop whining. Well, if we're going to break the universe, let's first make sure that we got all of our crap checked into Perforce. Let's also delete some of those assets that we don't need. The two actor parents that were misbehaving and were unnecessary. We can go delete those. So we'll go do that. We'll do it eventually. We're all hanging on the edge of our seats, waiting for me to delete these things. So we don't need. These materials look interesting. We do not need the background capture actor. Because, yeah, we don't need the background capture actor and the foreground capture actor. Those two are null and void. So let's get rid of them. Cool. And we no longer need this test content. So we can just chuck all this stuff off of a cliff. We don't need you anymore. Actually, I do want to keep the post-process blend. So we can just toast all this stuff. This is used by the camera test level and by camera test Atom. Well, I don't care. Get rid of it. If Atom's level dies, then we'll just have to remake it.